Go ahead and wag the rudder. Yeah, we'll go 6 to the west. We're ready.
6 to the west. Wing, traffic gauge 00 Zulu rudder, nose park 34 wings.
We're getting the wing up. Just tick back. Perfect. Nice. Then just stay down low with them here. Nice. Come on up. Keep his wings on the horizon. Good job. Up a little higher. A little higher. Perfect. Cool, good job.
That happened a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, right? You stayed with it. You got a little bit high, you pushed back down, you got in there. Those guys are coming in, I figured we'd get off rather than wait for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Slow, smooth inputs. See how's it? We can adjust the trim too. When we're on tow. How's it feel? I mean, does it feel like you're having to hold a lot of back pressure?
No, it feels pretty neutral actually.
Okay, good.
So I think the trim actually feels good. I almost have a little bit of forward pressure.
Okay.
But I can't tell. I don't know. I'm just not used to being towed.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. If I got it for a sec.
All right.
Yeah. So see, like even if I let go. See how that kind of pitches up just a little bit?
Yeah.
So like you said, you just kind of kick that forward just a hair.
The trim?
Yeah, I did. I kind of just tapped it forward.
Okay.
And now I'm hands off here. You know, it's kind of wants to stay right in line. I mean, obviously got to keep it wings level and everything, but very little pitch attitude change now.
All right.
Good. Cool.
You want me back on the
controls?
Yeah,
you can have the controls again.
All right.
And then, so do you see, well, we're going to do a box awake. I'm going to talk you through it. Okay. And we're going to kind of fly through it a little bit together. So, do you see the mirrors on the either side of the tow plane?
I do.
So we're going to put those mirrors just below the horizontal stabilizer. We're going to push down into the low tow position below the prop wash. Okay? The tail.
Right.
Yep. So we're going to push, we're going to fly down into low tow. So go ahead, drop down. We're going to fly through the prop wash. Keep pushing. Feel that wash?
Yeah. Okay.
To there, and then stop. See the mirrors on either side of the horizontal stabilizer?
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I see it.
Cool. So this is our low toe position. We're in smooth air, and those mirrors are touching the tail.
Right.
Now we're gonna move the left mirror to the left corner of the tail. So we're gonna slide to the left. We're gonna give it left rudder and left aileron. All right. We'll slide out to the right then.
Oh, you said left.
That's all good.
Duh.
Right's fine. I do the same thing. I'll just go get more right rudder, more right aileron. Go ahead and like really fly it out here. Right about like that. See how they're touching? Now stay out here with the rudder, so give it a little more rudder. We're trying to keep the fuselages parallel. That's how we fly formation, right?
Right.
And then looking at picking a point in the mountain that we're flying towards. Now we're gonna climb straight up. So we're gonna give it some back pressure, climb up until his wings are back on the horizon. Keep that right rudder in so we don't slide in. And when we get to wings on the horizon, see how the tail wheel is just outside the main wheel?
Yep.
That's our position in the high toe.
Okay.
Now we're gonna slide to the opposite side and put the tail wheel just outside the other main wheel.
So just straight over to the
Yep,
left.
so kind of just neutralize the controls, neutralize the rudder, and then start dipping off, yeah, to the left just like that. And then keep that left rudder applied and dip the left wing. There we go. Good.
Right about there.
Yep. And now we'll go straight down. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing.
Until it's under there?
Yeah, until it's under, right there, good.
Right.
We're gonna hold this position for 3 seconds and then back into the middle.
I'm getting all mixed up.
This is a neutral rudder, neutral aileron, good. Low toe.
Stand low.
Yep.
Right.
And then back up to high toe. Do the prop loss. All the way up. Nice.
Okay.
That was easy, right?
Yeah, I got a little confused for sure. Just trying to like listen to what you're saying and then like apply it. You know?
Oh yeah.
What does it feel like for the tow plane? Can he feel what we're doing?
Yeah, he can definitely feel it, but it's not super crazy. You know? I mean, you have to fight it. If you sit in the low toe positions for too long or they really get out of position, they'll sit there and fight it, but it's really not that bad. Awesome. We'll get up here to about 6,000 feet and then we'll hop off there, okay?
Alright. I can't tell if my inputs are too much or too little. I feel like they're too much.
So what's happening is it's all in the ailerons what's happening. So you're doing most of the correcting with just the aileron. So see right here, I've got it for a second, I'll kind of be a little over dramatic, but see when you start doing just this little bit of correction back and forth, see how that adverse yaw kicks in and the nose goes opposite directions?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why it feels wrong. If you just give a little bit of rudder one way or another, even if I'm doing a lot of rudder back and forth, it's still staying straight in line, right?
Right, okay.
So you can do more rudder and I can use a lot of it, right? To stay right where I want to.
See, that's what's throwing me off is I'm not getting it that much rudder at all. So like,
yeah, so it feels, there's two things with it. One is kind of, I guess it's kind of the same in a power plane, but not as dramatic, is to use my right foot, I have to relax my left.
Right.
You know? So right foot forward, left foot back to really use it, because if you're kind of sitting in there a little bit, especially because you're a little tense probably,
yeah.
You know, is you're going to push with your right. It feels like I'm pushing really hard with my right. Well, I'm resisting with my left. So I didn't even use very much rudder, right?
Right.
You got it?
Yeah, you want me back on?
Yeah, you're fine.
Alright.
So go ahead and try that real quick and then we'll get off toast. So just give it a lot of rudder either direction. There you go. Back the other way. So see how much you can use?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more there than I thought.
Yeah. There's a ton.
Okay, I get it.
Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and hop off tail.
So just pull it?
Yep, just pull it. And we'll start a right turn. rudder back to neutral. Good. Come back around to the left. And neutral rudder.
Oh, neutral rudder.
Neutral just in the middle, yeah.
Okay. Still left turn?
Yeah, still left turn. We want to watch the tow plane for a minute. See him 11 o'clock high, 12 o'clock.
Yep.
So what happens is, say we just did a right turn and then headed south. This happened in Canada one time. We want to watch the tow plane the whole time because right now he's above our horizon, right?
Right.
And if he just turned out and came back around left, they go on reel the rope in and then you're going to descend through our path. If we don't keep an eye on him, there's a glider and a tow plane that took each other out in Canada like 5 years ago. They just got off tow. They went opposite directions. Tow plane went off in the distance and then was descending back to the airport. Flew right through him. You know, these are only known traffic, and he's kind of in the same vicinity, so we'll just watch him the whole time. So, let's turn to the north.
Right turn, left turn?
Let's left turn.
Now, do you neutral? You put your rudder back to neutral once you're in the turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even a little bit opposite rudder. See how the nose is dropping here? Give it a little right rudder. See how it brings the nose up?
Oh,
back to neutral rudder.
Okay.
Then right back to the middle. We can use it to kind of cheat around the turn. You can do the same thing in power flying too. Is like, yeah, you don't see people do it or teach it as much, but so I've got it for a minute.
Right.
So as you can see on the controls with me while we're doing it, but as we're turning, like I'm gonna come to the, as I roll in, I'm gonna roll to the right. I'm gonna give it right rudder and right aileron, same time, same pressure, keep adding the pressure. Now I'm gonna bring everything back to neutral here. See how I give it a little bit of back pressure to keep the nose up?
Right.
If I didn't do that and I let it drop, if I get the nose up, I could give it a little left kick, left rudder, and then back to neutral. See how I move the nose up?
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit. And now I can give it back pressure to hold the nose where it's at there. Versus if I get it fast here again, and I go, oh, we got to slow down. I have to load up the plane. There's kind of a lot of G, not a lot of G's, but enough. I have to load the plane just to get it up here to slow down.
Okay.
It's kind of nicer with the rudder, right?
Yeah, definitely. Got me back on him?
Yep, you're fine. I can probably trim back a little bit too.
Do you have a trim indicator back there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. There's not a... Does this thing have an attitude indicator?
It is not.
Okay, so it's kind of just like flying off the top of the canopy.
Yeah.
I could probably actually give it a little bit more back trim, yeah?
For what?
A little bit more back trim.
Oh yeah.
Up there.
Well, so it depends on what speed we're gonna fly, right? So right now you brought the nose to the horizon because that's the typical sight picture we're flying with, right?
Right.
That is our 43 knot sight picture. Let's see how the speed's still dropping off.
Yeah.
That's gonna be about your minimum sink attitude, is the nose on the horizon. Typically, because we're descending, you want nose about 6 inches below the horizon, right? I picture a Red Bull can sitting on the glare shield.
Okay.
That's about our 55 knot attitude. If you drop the nose like 5 degrees, right about there, that's about our normal flying attitude for 55.
Okay. That does that, got it. For some reason, I still, as bad as it is, I still mix up my feet on my rudder. I don't know why, I keep doing it and I can't get myself to not do it.
This is all about, I do it all the time with the turn and bank indicator because you're looking at that ball and you're like, ah, fuck, step on the ball, right?
Right.
Yeah, I just think my foot's gonna pull, I point the nose where I want to go with my toe. That's how I think about it.
Okay, yeah.
When you're looking at it straight ahead.
Yeah, okay. So if I just wanted to like do a left turn right now, just because like you were saying, like rudder before you turn.
Yep.
So just go for it?
Yep.
All right.
So rudder first, then aileron.
Then neutral.
Yep.
And then a little bit of opposite rudder brings the nose up. And back to neutral.
So you don't have to go all the way past it. It's just kind of when, if you go to neutral and if you didn't hold the nose up, like you let it drop, like relax the back pressure.
Okay.
See the nose drop?
Yeah.
Now you want to slow it down. Now just kick a little right rudder and then come back into neutral.
Okay.
And then pull it back. So we don't have to, it depends on the bank angle whether we actually hold a little outside rudder or not. But the key is, if I'm going to be wrong, I want to be wrong and outside. So what I mean by that is, if you are, how do I want to put that? If you're looking at the yaw string, you don't ever want to skid the thing, right?
Right.
And skidding is holding that inside rudder in. So if we start a right turn,
Okay.
and you leave the rudder applied,
That's a skid right
that's a skid, right? And see how it's pulling the nose down?
Yeah.
So if you neutralize the rudder, that yaw string's not quite straight back, right? So if you were reading the book and you said, I need to keep the yaw string back straight back, you actually have to hold a little bit of that inside rudder, right?
Right.
But if I can come to neutral rudder or just outside rudder, now it's gonna hold the nose up and control my airspeed better.
Right. Huh. That's gonna take some more brain processing right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Want to go for a left turn?
Go for it. So, yep.
It's weird. I'm not. I don't know if I'm like understanding the yaw string. Like it's like it seems like I can't keep it in the center in my turn.
So, I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot. It's a little bit laggy. So I've got it for a sec.
All right.
You're doing fine. The biggest thing is the feeling of the turn, right?
Right.
So if I make a turn, I'm gonna go to the right rudder, right aileron, feel it kind of roll right around a point,
Yeah.
and then everything, I slowly feathered the rudder back to neutral. There was no like kicking.
Right.
You didn't feel that sliding anything. And the yaw string's just on the outside, that's fine. I haven't even looked at the yaw string yet to tell if the turn's coordinated, right?
Right. Okay.
So I roll straight ahead, I'm looking at a point, I'm rolling around, and then I bring back to neutral.
Okay.
The yaw string might be out a little bit for a second there, but who cares? Because if I make a turn, let's say I go aileron first, look how the yaw string kicked out. It's saying, oh, you're doing it right, which isn't true. And then if I go the other way, the yaw string kind of swings in, right?
Okay.
So if I was just trying to chase that and correct it, I'd have to be all over here trying to kick the rudder straight.
Right. I see it. Okay. My controls.
Yep, your controls.
All right. All right. So try that again. Do a left turn.
Yeah. Nice and smooth, feather back to neutral, good. Keep that nose up. Good. Can you feel that difference a little bit?
A little bit. I'm gonna do it on the left turn here.
Yeah.
See, that felt better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I definitely see what you mean by the opposite rudder, bringing that nose up. I can feel that now a lot better.
And next time you're in a power plane and you're doing like steep bank turn practice or something, you'll feel it. Like it's an easy way to kind of cheat that around, you know? A little much. So, and it's more prevalent in a steeper bank turn. So you're doing good. I'll take it, and we'll do like a 45-degree bank turn.
All right.
So for 45 degrees, we don't have like you said, we don't have a attitude indicator, right?
Right.
So how can we tell 45 degrees?
Horizon.
Huh? Horizon? Yeah. Versus the instruments. So see the square instrument with the red buttons? The variometer with all the 5 red buttons on it on the top.
Oh, right there.
So if I put that, if I turn that, draw a diagonal line from top left corner to bottom right corner,
okay.
if I can put that across the horizon in a left turn, or the instrument screws bottom right to top, or bottom left to top right on the variometer that says winter on the other side of the flight computer.
Right.
If I can put that across the horizon, that's my 45 degrees.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we're gonna go into a 45-degree right turn here, or left turn, left rudder, left aileron, roll it on up, and there's my 45, everything back to neutral, right?
Right.
I have to hold this back pressure in, but if I start getting fast, if I pull back on the stick, all I'm gonna do is increase the rate of turn, right?
Right.
So I have to use that top rudder to kind of keep the nose up high. See that?
Yeah.
But see how the yaw string's still more or less straight back? I'm not really like holding it. I'm just kind of tapping it so it stays high and keeping that back pressure applied.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Give it a try.
Yeah, here you go later.
All right.
There you go. So give it some back pressure, give it some right rudder, hard right, and then back to neutral, and then pull back. There you go, feel that?
Yeah.
More right rudder, see how it's dropping, and then back to neutral.
Okay, I'm feeling it out now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll out of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a right one now.
Like traffic. Laser Zulu, left base 16 clear.
Feel that out a little bit.
I think I feel what you mean, because in that right turn I can see the nose drop a little bit and got it back up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So now, how high are we?
About 40. No, we're about 39, 30, 38, 38, 80.
38. Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and turn back towards Williams. And if you had to guess, how far are we from there?
15, probably about 15 miles, I would say. 15, 20 miles.
15 miles, go ahead and level off. So, we are only 8 miles from there.
Oh, duh, it says it on the computer.
But still, you still want to be able to kind of look and gauge and everything there, right? So, let's go ahead and we'll kind of flat glide back towards Williams for a minute.
Okay.
So, see how see the yaw string kicked off? So you're kind of sitting on the left rudder, so give it a right rudder. There you go.
So that yellow arrow on the airspeed indicator, that's our best glide?
Yes.
Is that where we want to be for like heading back?
Well, so this is where I was trying to think how to phrase this. This is where we have to decide which one we want to do. Do we want best glide or minimum sink, right?
Right.
So, if we go ahead and slow down, bring the nose up, slide the trim all the way back. So this minimum sink airspeed here, this is where we're gonna stay in the air the longest. But notice we're not really traveling very fast, right?
Right.
So if we didn't have to maximize the glide, this would work, right? We're kind of getting to the point where we want to get over there. So let's go ahead and speed back up to 55.
So trim forward a little bit.
Yep. Oh, drop the nose to your 59 attitude. Always pitch and then trim for your pitch.
Okay, right.
What was that?
I'm trying to think of where, I'm trying to see where the airfield is.
So, if you can find, I've got it for a sec.
Alright.
So these speeds kind of make sense. Best glide versus minimum sink.
I think so, yeah.
Feeling the difference in like how mushy it is and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. So the airport, if you can look south of town, or just to the east of town, sorry, you can see a bunch of like really big grain silos. There's like 5 of them all together.
Yep.
That's where that's by 2 barns. And then if you head north, you see town and then the freeway intersections just north of town.
Yeah.
Where all the trucks are passing under that overpass now.
I see it now. I see the airfield.
You see the airfield now?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's right. Right there. Still your controls?
You can have it back now. You got it?
Yeah.
Insight, cool. But you notice, did you see the distance from the airport now? We're 5 miles out.
Yeah.
Look at your altitude differential, 390 feet. So that's how much extra altitude we're gonna have, and the target over the target, and the target being 1,500 feet over the airport.
Okay.
On the GPS anyway. So it's saying we're gonna cross over about 1,800 feet or so, right?
Right.
We're trying to decide, is that number going up or down?
It's kind of staying the same at the moment. 404. Yeah, it's staying the same. The altitude difference is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's staying the same. Or am I missing something? What's going on? So, am I missing something, or I don't understand? Like, I see that we're not really going down.
Yeah. So that means that we are, well, the number's not changing, right?
Right.
So we're on glide to cross over the middle of the airfield at 1,500 feet.
Right, okay.
So the math is working. If we were sinking, if we were flying faster, or if we were sinking too fast, and not making the field, that number would be either decreasing, or we're actually doing better than the computer's saying because that number's going up, right?
Right.
So we have a little bit of a tailwind. We're flying 50 knots, but we're beating the projected numbers, essentially.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
we always want to see that number. We'd like to always see that number go up. It doesn't always go up, but.
So, I guess what I was thinking of is for some reason it should be going down because, I don't know, are we landing or are we just overflying?
We'll ultimately end up landing, but we were out 8 miles away doing maneuvers, and so now we have to glide back, and we'll keep doing maneuvers when we get over here. But it was more so to explain that, like, we'll make the field, right? Is that what I get? Okay. Yeah, well, and just to understand that whole, like, kind of the difference in the glide ratio, right?
Right.
As soon as we sped up to 50, now we can kind of feel that we're making it over the ground. We're flying that best glide, and the best glide is doing better. We're improving on altitude because of that, right?
Right.
Whereas if we started flying like 60 or 70, we would start losing it pretty quickly, because that's the computer's not. We wouldn't make it at that calculated airspeed, right?
Right. I think I'm following you. I think I lost you for a second there.
So if, yeah, it's all about just making sure that, you know, we're making it back to the airport. We can see that we're making it back to the airport because we're tracking, that we can see the airport disappearing out of our field of view below us, right?
Right.
Which is good, meaning we're gonna overfly. But the important thing is, that I guess the biggest point was when we were over there, we had to figure out how far away we were and were we gonna make it back to the field, right?
Right.
So we were 8 miles out. I guess we could have continued with the map and said, all right, it should take us from 8 miles out, call it 10 miles out. We should lose 2,000 feet in our glide back to the airport, right?
Right.
Have we lost that, you know, and tracked out when we started, when we landed? But look how much, you know, we've covered basically 8 miles, and we're still, we started about 4,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
So we lost about 1,500 feet over 8 miles.
Okay.
Which is more, so we lost less than we anticipated losing, or would have anticipated losing.
Right, okay.
Right? Does that make sense, sort of?
Yeah, I believe so.
Alright. Cool. Alright, let's do a steep 360 to the left.
About 45?
Yeah. Right rudder.
What's that?
Right rudder. There you go, back to neutral. And then back pressure. Keep that nose up.
Okay.
See how we really dove into that turn?
Yeah.
Go ahead and level off. Hey, feel how much more responsive it is at 60? See how it rolls right around a point?
Yeah, yeah.
But for that traffic low, just crossing over the field.
Oh, okay. I see.
But for that, jeez, I'm having brain farts this afternoon. Sorry. It's one of those days.
I feel it.
But so for the turn, so when we're rolling in, watch for that nose to drop and then start applying back pressure before it actually falls away from you.
Okay.
So roll in to the left, watch the nose, see it start to drop here, now catch it, keep it up. Yeah, don't pull it up, just don't let it fall.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Because if we pull it up, we're gonna slow down, and we don't wanna slow down, right? So see how it's getting lower?
Yeah.
So now a little bit of right rudder, now back to neutral, and keep it right there on the horizon. So just kind of play with the rudder to keep it right on the horizon where you have it. Imagining there's like a laser pointer out of the nose, and you're trying to cut those mountains in half, right? See that?
Yeah.
Bravo Mike.
Neutral rudder.
Number 10.
Mount over loves.
They were Barn 1500.
Copy 2000. So right now it's just a big slip, right? Because you're holding that rudder in.
Yeah.
So we can't hold it, we have to kick it and go back to neutral.
Okay.
So it's just a quick pop to slow down. So kick, back to neutral. If I hold or slowly hold, now I'm just slipping, right?
Yeah.
Feel the difference?
Yeah, okay.
So it's just a quick little corrective action, because it's not really, I don't want to say it's not the proper one, because it's a good one to use, but it's not the proper, you see the difference in what's happening with the kick versus the push, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's slipping.
Cool.
traffic to my like 10.
What?
Tow plane
Oh, yeah.
on my 10 o'clock.
Do you have any questions about anything yet?
No, I think I just definitely need more practice on the turns for sure. Like it's still like I hear what you're saying, but it's like hard for me to apply it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's and so listen to the airplane. Hear that deep howl?
Yeah.
Look at the yaw string.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it a left rudder. Left. Boom. See how that it went away?
Yeah.
So the airplane will nag at you if you're not doing it right. It's like a needy girlfriend. So then let's see what else. No, you're really doing good. You're seeing the sight pictures and everything. Those steep bank turns got away a little bit, but just understanding those elements, the turns. The other thing is too, because you were saying with you're kind of getting confused with the yaw string a little bit.
Right.
Let's turn back to the right. With the yaw string, if you think about the white dot being your ball,
Williams traffic, Butter Romeo Mike, left 45 for 16.
in reference to the end of the string, you can always step on the white dot to get it back in line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've got it.
All right.
If I'm here, see how I have too much left rudder applied?
Yeah.
And it's over. If I step on the dot to fix it to line up the string, it's straight now.
Traffic, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
We have traffic low, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, slightly lower, about a mile out. Just in front of our wing.
Yep.
Alright. You got it again?
All right.
And we'll go to 2 barns and start circling those 2 twin white barns there.
Okay.
We'll start circling down and getting ready to enter the pattern. Having a good time?
Oh yeah. No,
Good.
it's fun. I just like I'm like why can't my brain process my rudder input like properly?
Yeah, right.
I'm like I said, I keep hearing what you're saying. It's like, all right, why is it that I'm thinking my left foot is my right foot, and it's just I don't know. It's weird.
I completely understand. Let's do a left 360. When I first got in, I just did my multi-engine license last year. And like getting in, kind of shallower turn there. I just got into my multi-license last year. And getting into the twin Cessna, it was just like, I mean, I've had a couple thousand hours now. But hopping into that thing, I was just so far behind the airplane, and he was asking me to do basic stuff. I'm like, I just turned into a head case for the first like 5 hours, and then I'm like, all right, hold on, it's just an airplane. Like, don't worry about it. It's just going a little faster, you know?
Yeah.
So here, give it a little left rudder. There's the yaw string straight ahead. There you go.
Okay.
And then when we're shallower, we can just give it that little bit of back pressure too. We don't have to kind of cheat it as much with the outside rudder.
Okay.
There we go. Alright. And let's roll out, and we'll be on a 45. We're at 1,200 feet, 1,100 feet, right?
Yep, about 1,100.
So let's trim for 55 knots.
It's all the way back in this, right?
No, so 55 knots would be kind of right about that attitude there. So whatever you need to trim for, pretty much right here. And maybe nose down a little bit. About that attitude. Okay. So we're gonna go over the pre-landing checklist.
Okay.
Gears down and locked, it's fixed in this. Traffic, they're on the runway. Wind is still slightly out of the north, but pretty light. So we're still gonna land 1.6. Airspeed is 55.
Alright.
Trim is set. And spoilers, we're gonna check the spoilers, okay? I got those. Pull them out. all the way back. Feel the, I can feel the wheel brake. I want to feel that each time, but feel how much those spoilers sink in, right? The key is feeling like, you know, in the seat of your pants, the difference between this, see how you feel the glider sink in?
Yep.
And a rumbling, and that.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people, it seems like it's super obvious, but a lot of people don't look at the wing when the spoiler comes out. You want to open it and look, because if I close it and I just have them there,
yeah,
and we hit the dirt before the end of the runway, and we go, I don't know why I was sinking so fast, you know? And it feel really silly. So we're a little bit low here at entering, but that's about between 1,000 and 800 feet crossing the end of the field here. We want to keep that nose down, keep 55 knots established. And see the two painted white lines on the runway?
Yeah.
We're looking to land at those.
Okay.
As we're coming in, we're gonna hold it off as long as we can, and we're gonna try and touch down tail wheel first, okay?
All right.
So we're gonna carry our energy all the way down into the flare, and land after those white lines.
You start your base when you're about 45 from the end of the runway?
Yep.
And that's all right.
And more from the white lines, typically. You can do from the end of the runway too, but kind of right in here somewhere. So we're gonna go to half spoilers now.
Okay.
Bring them out. That's kind of the bolt line there. And here the key is, it's already trimmed out, right? So don't pull that back pressure in. It's okay if it gains a little bit of energy. See how we kind of slowed to 50, but when we drop the nose, it only speeds up to about 55?
Right.
Good. And so we're looking at this going, is this half gonna work? I think so. See how the white lines are pretty much staying in the same place?
Yeah.
The key is not to pitch up until we're ready to flare though, right? Okay. As we get here, it's gonna get a little high and fast, so I'm gonna go to full spoilers for just a second. Okay. See how it really sinks us in? And now I'm back at half spoiler. We're looking like we're gonna rotate right over that first line, right?
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna come in about 3 feet off the ground and just keep holding it all the way back. Keep holding it off, don't let it land. Do everything you can to not let the glider land. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Perfect, stick all the way back. I'm gonna check the wheel brake. Feel it, there, see it slow down. And a little left rudder, there you go. We're just driving straight ahead here. And we're gonna start on the brakes again. We're just gonna kind of slow it. There we are. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. That's definitely different. Like, it's definitely like the whole like landing procedure just feels totally different, like foreign, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, the idea of carrying that speed all the way into the ground, and there's just a few concepts that are different in the sense that, you know, the spoilers, I mean, you can kind of think of them as working as power, but you still, it's different, right?